Today we're going to create an enemy AI state tree for this character. Now if you remember, we created this character in our animation layer interface tutorials, so I will link to those. And it has all these sort of blended animations that it's capable of. So today we're going to create an enemy state tree by turning this player character into an AI character and then proceed from there. So if you remember, our animations that we just saw there are all being controlled by a state tree anyway. So we will create more state trees for the enemy AI, but still utilize this to control the animations that it plays for the different states. If you do want to follow along, do watch those earlier tutorials that I created so you end up with the same character that we are going to use. We'll also be using a lot of the other stuff that we've learned along the way with state trees and smart objects, state trees and EQS. So it's worth watching the videos that I've produced on those, but we'll be going through everything anyway, so they're not absolutely essential. The first thing we'll do is that this was a state tree that we had created then. We'll just maybe rename this so it's a bit more state tree locomotion ALI. So that will make it a bit more clear what this state tree is. We'll then need to create a character, an AI character. We'll also need to create a few different state trees because we'll try to split out the combat and the non-combat. So we'll have states like idle, patrol, chase, chase with shooting, and we'll also maybe create a take cover state so our AI character can take cover and shoot from there. In terms of setup, I've obviously activated these two plugins for state tree and gameplay state tree, and the settings that I've changed in the editor are pretty much similar to the ones that I've shown in the previous video on boosting productivity. The rest is generally a follow-on from the animation layer interface tutorials that we'd set up. So I've created a folder for AI tutorial and some subfolders here. We'll create a new game mode for this. Blueprint game mode base. Game mode state tree AI. And then we'll need to create our enemy character. So we'll right click, go blueprint class. We'll create a character and say BP enemy. Basically it's our sort of soldier enemy. So we can open that and we'll need to give it a mesh. So that will be, I think we're using the UE4 skeleton, aren't we? So we're using this from the animation starter pack, which we've got from Fab or the marketplace. And we can just position that as usual, just roughly there, and give it the same ABP main blueprint that we had created. So that's our enemy. We'll need to give it a gun as well. If we look at how we created our player character, we can probably just copy a lot of the stuff over. So this was our player character we saw originally after the animation layer interface tutorials. We created an AC weapon, an actor component, and added that, which then creates the gun, I think. So if we go back to our soldier enemy AI, look for our AC weapon that we'd created, put that there, and then we can maybe just copy the same mesh to begin with. And I think we did that on the construction script. So maybe we can just copy some of this. And maybe hook it up and see whether that works. Go back, compile, and now we have a gun, a weapon attached to our enemy AI character. We won't add the state tree to the actual character here because it's going to be an enemy AI, so we'll create a AI controller for that. So we can go here, we can maybe create the blueprint, look for the AI controller. Select that and say AIC enemy. We can open that. And now the way that we're going to do these state trees, we can either add multiple state tree components, or we can create one state tree, which is the main state tree, and it can run parallel state trees. So I think we've seen that in the update to 5.5. So if we go back here and go to our state trees, we've got a locomotion state tree. We'll create another state tree, and we'll say this is a state tree AI component, and this is the STT enemy main state tree. So we can open that. We'll also create a combat state tree and a non-combat state tree to separate the sort of idle patrol with the chasing and taking cover states. So we can maybe just duplicate that and say that's the STT non-combat. That should probably just be ST, isn't it? State tree. And we can duplicate that again. And this is the state tree combat. Get rid of one of the T's there. So those are our 3 state trees. Now, when you create state trees, as we saw here, you go to Artificial Intelligence State Tree. There are 2 main options, State Tree AI component, which are the ones we just created. But the locomotion one that we did from the animation layer interface was a state tree component, which is why we placed that on the character. I don't want to have to recreate all of this, so we might use that by putting it back on the enemy AI character instead of a separate one. Because as we can see here on the tutorial character, this state tree has got the locomotion ALI. Also, in the actor component for the weapon, this is the one that is controlling the change of the states for that locomotion ALI. So if we click on some of these to see if there's any problems. So again, the character references will be fine. This is looking for a state tree component reference, which is the actor, which is the locomotion version. It might just be worth changing the name of this. So call this the locomotion state tree reference. And then what we can do is on our soldier, we can also add that as a state tree here. So state trees, and we can click that to be our ST locomotion ALI. So now the actor component and this should hopefully work together. We'll then need some way to access this state tree reference in the tasks that we create. The rest of the weapon, as we said, it's got a send state tree event. In the event graph itself, based on the, so we were using key presses here. Obviously those won't trigger for the enemy AI. So we'll have to find a different way of triggering these changes when the time comes. That shouldn't be too big a problem. We'll just create a separate events that accomplish that. The mapping context, again, we should check to see whether we are the player character or not. So we can say as character is equal to get player character. So we can just branch on that. So we're only adding it if we are the player character. We could maybe even put this as a variable. So B is player character. And just make that visible. By default, it will be false. On the tutorial character, we can just check that to be true. Is player character true? So that will sort out that. The weapon, that's working as we can see, so skeletal mesh, add component. I said we set this up in one of the previous tutorials, so it might be worth looking at that. And I think everything else should work just fine. For our locomotion, we created a set of different gameplay tags: standing aiming, no aiming, crouching aiming, no aiming. And what we'll do is we'll create some gameplay tags for the state trees that we're going to use this time. So let's go back here, just create a new folder. And again, I've done videos on how to add gameplay tags using data tables, which is the easiest way. So we'll open that folder, we'll go to miscellaneous, we'll look for data table, and we'll look for gameplay tag table row. And we'll say OK, and we'll say, so data table enemy AI. So we'll open that. In this we'll have different states as well. So we'll start adding. We'll say this is our state dot idle. We can duplicate. This is state dot patrol. We can duplicate. We can have state dot chase. And we can duplicate, and we can have state dot, as I said, we'll create a take cover state as well. Now we also want to have states where they can shoot or fire at the player. Basically, we want to restrict when he can fire to when they're in the combat state, so chase and take cover. We could define those as combat and non-combat as well. So we could just say maybe non-combat dot state dot idle, non-combat dot state dot patrol, combat dot state dot chase, combat dot state dot take cover. And what we'll do in the state chase here, we'll duplicate this, and we'll say there is a combat dot state dot chase dot shoot or fire. Should we just say fire? And in take cover, we can duplicate that and create a take cover dot fire state as well. So in these states, the enemy AI will be shooting at the player. We might need to change these as we proceed, but we'll start off with defining them so we know what our logic is likely to be like. We then need to add this data table. So we go to our project settings, we look for gameplay tags, and in the gameplay tag table list, we can add another table, and this can be our DT enemy AI. So now we'll have access to all of those gameplay tags, and we can close that. Now that the setup is complete, in the next part we can start creating our state trees.